This is Walk to Wealth, episode 20. My name is John Mendez, and I am your host. Welcome to Walk to Wealth, where I motivate and inspire people new to the world of personal finance by letting you all in behind the scenes of someone who's still on his way. Thank you for tuning into today's episode. For all my new listeners, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you can make it. For all the OGs in the building, welcome back home. Thank you for all the loyalty and all the support.
Thank you for the question. So in 2019, when I came out of cancer as a survivor, and I was working a lot, and I was healthy, I considered myself healthy again, and I have lost 40 pounds in the gym because I actually never stopped going to the gym during chemo. All right, and I'm saying it to share it with you so you know that actually you're talking to someone with strong personality to begin with. But nonetheless, I actually wasn't happy. I'm going to underline this one more time because I wasn't happy. And my goal was to feel happiness within, because I realized that I was looking for happiness in the wrong places. And I was looking for other people to make me feel good and to make me feel better. And then I realized that this is what stems from my past, and I would like for people to hear it, because I believe that there are millions of people who have relived through the same experience, and by looking for what's best for me, I realized that there is something that is called happiness within, and I had to figure out how to experience it finally, because I didn't want to be dependent on other people's appreciation. I didn't want to be the people pleaser. I didn't want to do anything that I actually don't want to do. I didn't know how to say no. I mean, this was just a big mess. And that's why I went online and I started to look for ways to improve my thinking and improve my life. And the first person that I came across was Wesley Virgin. I don't know if you have heard of him.
I have not.
Yeah, he goes live on Instagram, and he's a self-made millionaire. He's a black boy from Texas who actually went through jail and repossessed cars, and now he's actually a millionaire, and he develops his online business. So this was something that I wanted to develop for myself, and I was looking for people to teach me how to make money online. Okay, because I wasn't happy with my real estate business until I realized that actually there wasn't anything wrong with my real estate business. There was all wrong about me and how I function, how I think, how I react or whatsoever. I mean, it was hard for me to realize and take responsibility of my own life and about the results, because you know what you think is what you see as a result today in your life is a product of your thoughts in the past and in the moment, if you wish. So I think this is probably a little bit better answer to your question that you asked me before, which was a great question, and I'll think about it even further. But Wesley Virgin opened the door for me to understand what meditation is, for example. I learned from him, and he was advising us to do it at least 90 days. And he said, you will see the results after 90 days. And this was the first time when I decided to dedicate to do something that somebody else is advising me to do, that I didn't know anything about it. Like, for example, I knew that if I go to the gym for 8 months, I'm going to lose 40 pounds. But I didn't know that the same way you can work on your mind and you can see results from there. Yeah. It was just another window, another door that opened for me. So I'm very grateful for him. And actually, I know him. We talk online. and I've been in his classes. Then I realized that there is more to it, and I started to follow Joe Dispenza, and I listened to his YouTube videos.
Remind
And
me again, what's the name of his channel on YouTube?
Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, what's the name of his YouTube channel? I think I know his
My
name.
my YouTube channel?
No, Joe.
I mean, you just search Joe Dispenza, and you will see, and you will hear all about neuroscience,
Yeah, he's a
how the brain
neuroscientist.
works.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I
Yeah,
think I know him.
and actually, he's my age. I looked him up. Him and I were born the same age, which is interesting to me. And I listened to his videos over and over again. And I hear something and I listen to it 3 times, and then I go and do my YouTube channel. So through Wesley Virgin and his groups, I actually worked on my YouTube channel, and I monetized my YouTube channel. So this
Yeah.
was something that I'm proud of, and it really brought me lots of pleasure working on it. And then I became student of Bob Proctor. And I said, like last year, I listened to all of his 5 live sessions. He died end of year, and may his soul rest in peace. The best actually thing I learned in my life here, I heard from him. I asked him in one of his live sessions, I asked him a question: how do I control my emotions when someone is actually judging me unlawfully or in a way that I cannot appreciate, and I disagree? How do I control my emotions? This was super important to me, to figure out how to take control of my anger, because of the way I was raised and what I've been through. There was so much anger in me, which actually I believe contributed to me getting sick. I think so.
Yeah,
So
stress
this
will do
was
that to you.
super. Huh? Yeah.
Stress will do that to you.
Yes, I was overweight based on this. I was angry. I wasn't happy, because the opposite of being happy was being angry. So, as I said probably 10 times during this interview, happiness was so important to me. Why? Because I didn't want to feel angry. So I asked Bob Proctor, how do you control your emotions? And you know what his answer was? You
I don't know.
don't. You don't. You don't control your emotions. So this was like the biggest epiphany for me, because I realized that I actually don't need to. This was not the question that I had to ask. This is not what needs to be important to me. And I started to dig deeper into the matter, and I realized that actually I shouldn't even pay attention to what people tell me when I get angry. And you know, and this actually brought me to the second level of this experience and understanding that the same people and the same actions are what we tell them that they are, you know. So the same person and the same situation is whatever meaning I give to it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's so deep. So it is not that I have to control my emotions. It is the meaning that I give to what happened and to this person and to what the person said.
Yeah, I listened to something recently, and it was like if someone was cursing you out in a different language, you wouldn't care at all because you don't want to know what it means.
Exactly. It's the meaning you give to it.
Exactly. And so when people are cursing you out in your own language, you take offense because you give those words a lot of meaning. Right. And I always say this, like, words mean everything and they mean nothing at the same time.
Totally.
Right? Because your word is everything, right? If you say, hey, if I say, hey, Silva, I'll be there to cover for you at an open house from 1 to 3, and then Saturday comes, it's 1 o'clock, and I'm nowhere to be found, right? You were relying on me, you were counting on me, and, I didn't follow through, right? So, like, words mean everything in that sense, right? But then words in the same sense don't mean anything at all, because words are nothing but, right, like pretty much random letters put together, right? So essentially words aren't really anything at all, right? And so without meaning, without definitions, words would have no value. They would have no importance, no significance, no effect on anything, because it's just we define what words are, and based off of those definitions, we then decide how much we are going to value those words, right? And so,
And same thing with the person.
yeah,
I mean, think about it. And this is actually huge. Let's say there are so many single women out there who are going through, let's say, they call it broken heart.
yeah,
No one broke your heart, lady. You broke your heart. You're on your own. You let it
be
break
broken, yeah.
because you
You gave
gave this
significance,
person the meaning that he actually didn't deserve to begin with.
yeah,
Do you see what I'm saying?
yeah. No,
So
it's a very counterintuitive thought that
yeah,
you brought up, because like at first thought it's like, we don't control our emotions. Like I thought, you're supposed to get self control. You meditate, you do this, you get discipline, you control it. It's like we can't control how we feel. We can only control what we
interpret.
do, how we interpret, and what we do after we feel.
Yes,
Because two people can get angry, right? One guy goes punch somebody in the face, the other guy goes in his room and meditates, right? Nevertheless, they both were angry. They both had the same emotion. They both couldn't control their anger. But in terms of how that anger manifested into the world, one went to go punch somebody in the face. The other guy went to go isolate himself. Right. And so it's like it's not about, as you said, controlling your emotions, which is a great way to put it, not you just don't control it. You could just control the importance you give it and how you interpret that, based on the person. And that's more, I say that's more preventative, right? That's more so you don't get angry ever. But let's just say you do get angry, then you have to be able to then control how you express that anger into the physical world, right?
exactly. And also, I would like to share with you that I'm very proud of myself that I never took any medication to actually suppress this anger. I wanted to work on the power of my mind and on the way I think and the way I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, when I came to this country, the first thing that actually shocked me was when I watched a commercial about stress. First of all, I have to tell you that when I came here, I didn't know what stress was. I mean, I'm complaining from my country and my past, but I didn't know what stress was because I was very physically active, and maybe that's why. I believe that you can cure stress with sports, and you don't need anything else. Okay. And when I saw here the commercials that they're actually, there were commercials for medication to treat stress. I was
Mm-hmm.
shocked. I couldn't believe my eyes. And I very quickly realized what's going on with that respect. And I'm gonna stop right here, but I'm a very, very avid advocate for sports
Yeah.
and how you can actually better your life and your emotions and everything only by being active daily in the gym.
Yeah, and so I'm glad that you brought it, to this topic. And before I touch a little bit as to, because I agree with you, sports been a big help for me in my life and my growth. A little bit of a teaching moment for anyone that's listening, right? So there's two types of stress, right? There's eustress and there's distress. Eustress is the positive form of stress. That's your positive stressors, and then distress, that's your negative stressors. And you want to have more eustress in your life than distress, because if one gets over the other, that's the emotion or feeling that you're more than likely going to be feeling majority of the time, right? So it's not about removing stress, it's just about the type of stress that you're allowing into your life. Because physical sports, working out, that's still stress. That's but it's a positive stress, because you're still undergoing strain on your muscles and things like that, and and your heart, your cardiovascular system. But it's a good stress because it produces a net positive outcome, right? And so to get into like how sports affected me in my life, um, sports was the first time I believe in like probably the last like 8 or so, maybe more years of my life. I can count on one hand the amount of time I cried. I only cried 5 times, right? Ever. Out of those five, I mean, in the last 8 years at least. I don't remember any time before that, but at least in the last 8 years or so. And 4 out of those 5 times were all because of football, right? And football for me was the one place where no matter what was going on in the world, what was going on around me, what was going on at home or at school, time would stop. And for that time being, I was all in. Like, and if you asked me, what happened during the game, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember 99% of my games because I was just in the moment for that entire game that I don't remember anything for the most. I remember bits and parts here and there, but for the most part, and that's because I have film, so I could go back and watch myself. But without, if we never had film or anything like that, I would never ever, know. I probably would not remember anything, or at least barely anything, because like when I play with football, I felt relief from everything, and I was able to, be happy. I'll be able to be angry. I'll be able to be passionate. I'll be able to be sad when we lost sometimes. I'll be able to feel raw emotions and express those emotions not only to myself but in front of an audience, right? My brothers that I play football with and everything, all the people on the team. And so football to me was, in terms of emotional development, probably one of the biggest catalysts for that sparked my emotional growth and helped me mature emotionally, because I was really underdeveloped, at least in the wisdom I always had in terms of emotional like intelligence. My EQ was always very low because I never expressed anything. I was always numb. But then football allowed me to really feel and express, different types of emotion. Long story short, sorry, I got off topic, but no, long
No,
story short,
no.
football to me, that was, that was my stress relief. That was my way. I work out too all the time, and I work out in the morning. That's now my stress relief because I don't play sports anymore. But like sports in general is like football, like pick up basketball. No matter what's going on, I play that. My mood's better instantly. Doesn't matter what's going
This
on.
is actually very interesting that you're bringing up, and it's not off topic because I listen to you with great interest because I can add to it that just recently found out about emotional intelligence. I didn't know
Yeah.
about it existing,
Hmm.
emotional Q, EQ.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it. All that I can tell you is that for many years, I realized I have been emotionally dead.
Yeah.
I was numb. I never allowed myself to cry. I didn't allow myself to complain. I was confused. I was confused, and by following all these people that I just mentioned to you and reading all these books and changing my life completely, maybe you will hear in productivity coaching from people who know me from before that I'm a completely different person. Within
Hmm.
2 years, I changed myself. I'm not the person that I was 2 years ago,
Yeah.
like on all points. And I learned so much. So yeah, I would like to share all this experience eventually in my book, and I would like to help others in my situation because I believe that it will be helpful to share my experience.
Yeah. And I feel like also too, you also got to keep in mind too that there's someone out there who's waiting to hear from you. And I say this all the time, like, and like for the most part, if you fail to live up to your highest potential, you're going to be letting millions of people down, and pretty much you let the world down, right? Because there's
True.
people out there that are expecting to hear from you that you don't know yet and you've never met yet and your lives never come across. But if you were supposed to get this big speaking gig at this one convention and there was someone that was going to be there and your lives would have crossed and they would have heard your message, you know, they would have been able to change their life and spark growth in other people, right? And a spark like a catalyst, like a into like for chain a chain event, right? But if you never live up to your highest potential, right, there's going to be so many people that you could have impacted that you'll never be able to impact because you failed to, do the work required to, develop yourself and further yourself down the road that you were meant to go down.
Yeah, and to think about it, I mean, I went through so much trial and error,
Yeah.
and by synthesizing everything in just one short speech of 45 minutes, I can say far as this going through this disappointment and paying paying thousands of dollars for all these classes just to figure out what's best, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I was able to change myself by listening to
Yeah.
all these people. So I believe that I will be able to help at least one person change themselves based on
Yeah.
my experience, if
Yeah.
not more. I mean,
Remember, so it's invested. You didn't pay that money. You invested that money,
that's right.
right? Because the highest return on investment you can have is on yourself.
On yourself,
And
that's true.
developing and furthering yourself, right? So it's an investment always whenever that personal development stuff, whether
Yeah.
it's books, podcasts, ebooks, classes, seminars, conferences, summits, networking events, whatever it may be. But furthering your development is the highest form of return of investment that you could ever have. It's because it's infinite. Because the further you develop yourself, the further you grow. And so as long as you keep growing, so is your career is gonna keep growing as well, and
Yep,
stuff, or your business is gonna grow as well.
that's
Um,
true.
and so yeah, so Silva, like, what do you have planned for the future? What do you have? Do you have anything up and coming? I know you said you had a book as well. What are you currently working on?
So what I'm currently working on is I'm focusing on real estate back
Okay.
again, but from a different perspective, and it's going really well, by the way. And I would like to grow a team eventually because I realized that if I don't have a team and I'm by
Yeah.
myself, I can only do that much. And then I would like to leverage my work so that I can expand on this book, on this developing a coaching class also. And I introduced you to this online group of Doug Boughton, where
Yeah.
I would like to develop this class and put it on ClickFunnels and create a group. But I'm only one person, so I do appreciate the opportunity to leverage my knowledge. This is something that I would like to do. I am very creative, and I would like to have more time for my creativity, for my videos, perhaps a podcast. I mean, and you see, I'm already spreading thin. So leverage is the key.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
yeah, and I also would like to buy an investment property in Greece because this is my favorite destination, and I would like to have a condo there and be
Yeah.
able to just travel more. Overall, I've traveled the world, so I'm not attracted by visiting that many places like other people probably are. But I do like to travel. I do like the beach. I do like to have more time to spend on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much it for now.
Yeah. Two quick things, right? The first one, remember, no one is self-made, right? No one on this planet is self-made. We all need someone. We all need a team, um, or someone to leverage out, because even from the clothes we wear, right? So that has to be made by somebody. You can't go to your business opportunities naked, right? You have to have clothes, something, right? You have to.
Right,
So, or else I'm pretty sure you walk into a business meeting and you don't have any clothes, someone's not going to shake your hand and do a deal with you. So it's like no one's ever on this earth is self-made. And I definitely want to have all the young people listen to that, because like so many people will see people on social media, it's like self-made millionaire, self-made guru. It's like, yeah, they're actually not giving credit to a lot of people where credit was due. And the
right.
second thing I want to say too is one of the six persons perspective that Gary talked about. When the very first one is to commit to self mastery. Right?
Yes,
You want to, whatever it is, whatever discipline, whatever area, whatever walk of life you're heading down right now, you want to commit to self mastery, and be the very very best for two reasons. Reason number one is the better you get at one thing, the higher your gross income potential is, and you maximize that, right? Because you
Yeah.
only get paid the most like once you hit the top 10% of people, right? Most people get paid average, and this is in any career path. The top 10% of people make the most amount of money, right? So you want to commit to self mastery so you can max out your income potential. Then the second reason why you want to commit to self mastery is because as you get better and better at one thing, there's gonna be people that are gonna want to come around you because they
Mhm.
know you're so good at that one thing. They want to make sure any and all distractions stay away from you. So they'll leverage everything out for you so that you can continue focusing on that one thing that you're special in. So committing to self mastery is extremely important.
Yeah.
And Silva, if anyone wanted to get in touch with you, how could anyone in the audience reach out to you? I know you have Instagram, you have a YouTube. How could people get in touch with you?
I have Facebook, personal and business page,
Yeah.
and I post daily. Very focused on my social media presence. LinkedIn, very big on LinkedIn. I also subscribe for Keeping Current Matters, and I use content from there as well. And my phone number 203-253-1565. It's the best way to text me for a faster response. But I'm like an open book, and I like to post valuable information, and I feel responsible for what I post,
Yeah.
because every post that I make is just to share information that I believe others may benefit from, or get an idea from, or build on it. And one of my biggest dreams actually is really to become a public speaker as well. I would like to work on this as well.
Same. That's where this podcast comes into play. Podcasting is a great way to get your thoughts together in a uh, more, I guess, more chronological way, and that way you don't have thoughts, going everywhere. You have one clear story that you can tell and tell it
Yes.
confidently, and that's what podcasting
Yeah.
is good for because it helps get all your thoughts together.
Right.
And then so Silva, um, you know, we have famous 5 questions that we do for every podcast guest.
I know. I
Um,
cannot wait,
so
and I'm
it's
scared.
it's about time. It's super quick, rapid fire. Catch you on your toes, so that guests get a little bit more in as to who Silva really is, right? So first question is, what's your favorite condiment?
Mustard.
Mustard. Okay. What's your
Like honey mustard, though. Honey mustard.
honey mustard specifically?
Honey
Okay,
mustard.
yeah.
Mustard.
Okay. Okay, and then what's your favorite pizza topping?
um, I like margarita pizza where you don't have
Mm-hmm.
meat. It's tomato and cheese and basil.
Yeah.
Very plain, plain.
Yeah. Yeah, we serve that at San Diego, the restaurant I work at still on the weekends.
Love it. Love
It's
it.
actually pretty good. You should stop by and try it. Next question. Um, what's one place you would like to travel to?
Maui.
Okay. What's what's a hobby that most people don't know that you do?
My videos are my hobby.
Your hobby? Okay.
Yeah.
And then the final question that I ask everyone is, if you had to pick a DJ name, what would it be?
um, DJ, if I'm a DJ,
If
or
you're a DJ, if you're the DJ, you have a club event that you're going to, you're gonna be behind the computer playing the music. What's your name? We need a name
the
for you.
the beast.
DJ the Beast.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Silva. DJ the Beast.
Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty
Yeah.
much it, Silva. Silva, I want to thank you for hopping on the podcast. Definitely long overdue. We finally got you on. And then yeah, it was definitely a great conversation. I know the audience will definitely benefit from it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity, and I appreciate the fact that I know you, that I met you somehow, God's work. And I wish you all the best, and to make all your dreams come true.
Yes, alrighty, Silva.
Always.
Yeah, yes, yes. All right, so see you around.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode Again, I am your host, John Mendez. You can find me at JohnMendez_realtor and at Walk to Wealth on Instagram. Please make sure to subscribe and leave a review if you're loving the podcast so far. New episodes are released every Sunday. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Take care.